there, Miss T.
Oh, hold on. I can't hear you for some reason.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Okay. I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay. So, hi there. We are live on Facebook as well, Miss T. So, we're going to do your past time reading. And what I am going to make an I don't know if you understood yesterday what it meant when I said past life readings or not, because I did do a reading for someone earlier who didn't understand that it was a reading like that. She was very confused, poor thing. But it got sorted out at the end. But do you understand what we are going to do?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I don't have to explain. So we're going to look at... I'm going to pull cards and look on how you have lived your life before. What things are, what is it that you have taken with you from your past life to your life that is today, and what was going on at that time and what is going on at this time in life. Can you understand what I'm explaining?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's, thank you. Oh my goodness. So let's do this in a positive, good way. So let's see. I'm going to take the past life cards and pull a few for you. And let's see what they will say. This will be interesting. So... let's see what you are going to, what will want to talk to you. Okay. So what I want you to do, Miss T, is I want you to think about how your life sort of, think of the questions that you have when it comes to your past life. And let's see what will come through. Let's see what cards will either fall out or, yeah. Okay, so here you have one. Wow, that's so interesting. Okay. Oops. Now you have a flyer. Let's pick them up because they are important. So, you have a couple of cards when it comes to your flyers, and I think that they, the first thing that you're receiving is Egypt. Okay, that comes, that did fly out from the deck. And this talks about that you might have lived in Egypt, going through a lifetime over there. The next thing that is coming up, it talks about traveling, moving, not being in one place, okay, is what you received. The next thing that it fell out for you is orphan. And what is today, what it fell out for you today is medicine man, medicine woman is what you're having today. That talks about spirituality. Then you have cosmic and you have baby. So this is what is falling out for you. So when it comes to your past cards, if I look at your past cards, you might have lived in Egypt or in, being surrounded in countries like that in the Middle East is what I'm putting all this. I'm not sure if I'm doing that right in geographic way, because that's not my best area, to be honest, okay? And, the next thing that you're receiving, is the traveling, it's movement. It's not being on one place. So I'm getting that you are a person that was working hard, that was moving from one place to another. It could have been like that for you. And there were times that you felt you felt poor. You felt that you had to struggle through life very, very much, which was difficult for you to do at that time, because I don't know if you felt like you were, I don't know if you had your parents or not, but it's like here you have, you're receiving, orphan. So for me, this talks about, not having family, not having your roots, and wanting to maybe know and understand your family and what was, at that time. Today, you are a little bit into what is going on now. It's like your soul have awakened to the spirituality a lot. You have started to use your intuition, intention. So there is a strong difference in between the cards to what was and to what is. And then you have the baby, and this can also talk about that you either want a baby, or this might be things that you're trying to sort of remember, or you live in memories when it comes to your childhood that you have gone through as a child. So maybe memories are important for you from your childhood. And as you receive cosmic there, there's sometimes, can be like, am I belonging? Am I not? Am I really at home? Am I not? And you're trying, it's like you have been through this lifetime, through today. I'm talking now about today. You have been trying to find yourself. You have been trying to build up your intuition, your spirituality, and explore that to a deeper, higher level as well, is what you are trying to maybe achieve. And then, the baby, the memories. Maybe this is also trying to tell you that be pure in your thoughts, don't have any back thoughts about when being spiritual. Just, be with an open, full, soul. Maybe that's the explanation, but this is what the cards from the past lives is trying to tell you a little bit. And so let's put some cards for your past life. And I'm not going to put cards this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw runes this time and see where they will fall, because for me it doesn't matter. But before I do that, let's oops, I did miss a card here. Okay, that should have been in a package. So let's see. Let's take and see where you are, where you were, and where you are. Let's see what you need to think about. What is important for you to think about today, and what is it that you have with you? Wow, oh Jesus. This is what you're receiving. Wow. That's beautiful. That's how I feel. So for me, this talks about that it's time for you to focus on how you want things to see. You can reach high. You can come up high if you just want. If you focus on how you want to maintain, how you want to build and do things in lifetime, you can overcome so many things because you have this knowledge with you. This is telling me that whatever you have gone through in your past life and what you have in your baggage tells me that you're quite as strong as a human being. You're having a lot of strength within you, lady. And you can focus if you put your mind to it, and you can stand, above the storms, even if it's very stormy and other people will fall and will drown. You will not. You will stand because of your strength, because you can, and you can see beyond as well if you put your mind to that. You have that feeling, you have that intuition, but you need to, I don't know if you're using it or if it's something that you need to learn how to use. So that's interesting to see. So you have a lot of strength with you. This means that you're not a person who will give in. Now let's see what you're going to receive from here before I do the complete reading. Okay, so this is what you're receiving. Wow. So this is what you're receiving. And this again talks about strength, talks about that you can stand through difficulties even if it's strong. You need to use your belief. You need to build up things in a very steady way, but not rushing yourself, because you can rush sometimes without thinking that you're doing that. You can rush yourself into things. Don't do that. And when things happen around you, it goes very fast, like a change. And that can be crazy. That can be frustrating. But I can understand why you can handle it, because you have that strength with you. You can stand through the storms. Now what I will do is I will take my runes and I will throw and see what they're going to talk about the past, what was in the past. So let's see. And I have a handful. Oh my God. Let's see. But you can hear me, right, T?
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's good. So let's see. Wow. So let's start with the East, and let's start with your childhood. So as a little in your past life, you were very protected. But you were also you were protected, but at the same time you were living in fear. There were fear, and that has to do with your ancestry. I don't know if you were in high risk for other people's eyes or something like that, but it's like your ancestors tried to protect you from things, and your birth, coming to being born at that time wasn't the most easiest birth. I think that your mother at that time had to struggle very, very much, because what I'm getting is that your mother was quite small and you were not so little when you came into the world. So there was a struggle. And somehow I'm getting, I don't know why, but I'm getting that because of the birth, because of, the struggle that your mom had, is you lost your mom by coming to this world, being born at that lifetime. And that was maybe difficult for you. And together with that, now let's see, you have the can, and you have that with raid in the hand. So it made you to move. Now comes the moving part, the moving card that you had. Here it comes, because you have the hand with the rune, with the raid. Righto, it talks about that you get to move and not be around. Maybe you lived with your family members but didn't live with your parents or with your dad, or it's like you lived with someone else. I don't know, I'm not going to even think of who, because I don't know, but this happened in a very sudden way, and this was done because of some sort of protection for you. And I don't know how to explain it in a better way, because that's how it looks like anyways. It's like your relatives tried to protect you. You got moved in a very fast way as you received this with Cannon Raid, the hand. And it's like hands, people were talking, deciding and planning your future, your life, when you were a baby, when you're little. What happened more is now you receive Hagelas with Raid. So things changed very much for you. So it's like you got through changes, and the changes were difficult for you, and you got to know, when you got to know about yourself and about the offerings that your family had to do when it comes to what you went through. That was challenging for you. That made your life to become upside down in a way. And I don't know if this is when you're a teenager, it's like you're coming to teenagerhood, it's like you're understanding life itself and all. And if I move forward, this made you to sort of think about how you want to build up your life, and you try not to hurry yourself into anything. You try to achieve your goals, but at the same time, I don't know if people wanted you to get married with someone and you didn't maybe want that because you wanted to be with someone else. So there were a clash there in between when it comes to relations and all that. But I'm seeing that whatever this was, as you received the star there, it talks about that you didn't walk through, their wanting. It's like you went through with what you wanted to do. So you sort of did follow your own wish because your feelings were much higher than, families wanting and asking out of you. Okay. The next thing underneath what comes talks about that when all of this happened very fast, and it was shaky for you, and you had trouble to trust people at times, and there were times that you felt like you were blocked, that you couldn't see your way, and you felt like you stagnated in some situations at times. This was difficult for you while growing up, while moving forward in life. And then you receive window. Then happiness, joy come in when it comes to your relation, when it comes to your, marriage and all that. And your marriage did unfold in a very slow way. So, plans and things, it didn't happen in a fast way. Things did take it time, but it's good that it did because you get to enjoy that with your partner. At the same time, and you and your partner had a very good understanding with one another, so you were loved, you were very much loved by your partner, but you had, as you are a person who draws magnetically people towards you at that life did draw people towards you, and there were people that were jealous of your partner because they wanted to have that place. So that wasn't, even if that you didn't care about that, you were happy the way you were. Your partner did care because there was jealousy from her or him. Because I don't know if you were a she or a he. I'm not getting a hint here. Yet at least. The next thing that comes underneath here talks about that you felt like a stagnation in between communication, and you had to take a lot of anger. You had to stand up, seeing angry faces when it comes to your family, and because of the choices that you had to do with the relationship, but you did stand it and you freed yourself, and there were later on joy from your family. So it's like in the beginning it wasn't any support, and you even lost communication with the families, but after some time, when they got to see the joy, the happiness that you had, they were happy for you. They were happy to see the joy and the choice that you have made. And it's like you had to redo. I don't know if you had to remarry, if there were something that has to do with tradition and culture, because there were something that you had to work on when it comes to all that. I don't know if it was because of two cultures. Maybe your partner had another culture and you another. But it's like you had to remarry, so you get to marry twice there. Together, and having your family around supporting you in that marriage, in that relationship, and receiving gifts, receiving positivity. What I'm getting here, the next one and the next pile of runes that talks is you're receiving this with Gifu, but you're also receiving this with Lagu. So you're receiving the truth rune, and there are many times that you were questioning things when it comes to life, when it comes to feelings, and you try to hold on to the truth, but also learn about the truth. It's like you were trying to find things out. This can be about secrets that you didn't know, or about, I'm not sure. It's like there are things that you didn't know, and you're trying to find out the truth. And as the truth isn't upright or upside down, it's like in another position. It means that you got to know some of it, but not everything. You got to know, but you had to dig to find things out. And I don't know if this has to do with things that happen within your family or something. And the rune that is covered there talks actually about that when you found out things, when you did find out, some of the truths that you're struggling to do, this made you to sort of understand what it is that you need to let go of, where you need to move forward into, what you need to cut away. And this could have been people, this could have been situations, this could have been even things, that you didn't want to have just because of the situation, because you didn't want to hold on to that. And the next rune that comes underneath is Berkana, and you receive Berkana with mana. So it's like, even if you had your family and your partner, your love for the people were, very much. You cared for the people, and you would stand up for people who needed a helping hand without doubting. You're very emotional as well. You were romantic, but at the same time, you were quite strong as a human being. You were also, when it comes to spiritual, and you had trouble to overcome things sometimes, which it's like you were struggling through. But at the end, I'm saying that things were working out for you. You're struggling economically. You're struggling when it comes to giving and helping people sometimes that needed your help. So it's like you give a hand to people that needed you. And I don't know, I'm getting the word children. So I don't know if this has to do with helping children that maybe were homeless or something, but it's like standing up for people who doesn't have much, sort of. And you had some sort of an understanding. You were drawn spiritually to children or to people like that. And you didn't mind to, give that hand, which was important. So you receive Udal with sun and Udal upside down. So it means that there were times that you were joyful and happy, but there were times that your family thought that you did spend your money, your things upon other people, upon strangers, and that could have been difficult because not a lot at that time did agree on what you were doing. It was a clash there, and you didn't mind because you wanted to lift those, small children or people up. If it's not children, and at least people, but it's like lifting people, lifting souls up. And you didn't care if you did spend that, money, if you did do that, because you thought that you could afford that, and you let yourself to do so as well. And what is closest in your heart was to see people joy, but also you wanted people around you, around your family, to be joyful. And that was important for you. And it was important to hold everyone together, to have that bond, not to lose that, to build that up in a stronger way, as the bond have been broken. If I understood it twice there. So for you to hold on to that band and make it whole, holding it whole, was important at that time. So this is what you're receiving when it comes to the past, okay?
Yes.
Yes. So let's look at the future. Let's see today. Let's see what is today, and let's see what will come through for you. Where did I put my runes? Okay, here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my cards Wow. So, well, let's see what will be important for you to think of today and what is today. But wow. Yeah, you have strong cards with you, you have strong force with you. I can understand the strength. I can understand the importance of family and to hold on to that bond and see that people don't get into arguments, don't get into, splitting just because of money, for an example. Sometimes will come in between people because money can make people's lives upside down and so on. So yeah, it's like money can do so many crazy things. But I'm not saying it's like that. I'm just giving an example now so that you don't misunderstand me.
No.
I'm trying to be precise now, as the other reading before was a little bit confusing for the lady. So I'm thinking. So let's see what is for you today. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's see what is today. So today, around childhood, this life now, I'm talking about this life and what happened when you were a little bit, a little child. And what I'm getting here is that there were backstabbing before you was born, or when you were born, there were backstabbing, there were arguments. There were someone feeling sad and lonely, I guess. There were arguments in between people. I don't know if it's about your parents who is having arguments, not having, wanting maybe the same things in life. But I'm also seeing that someone is having depression, or either this can stand for depression, this can stand for jail, but it's like holding feelings like in a jail within. And it was done by a male, so this could have been, I guess, your father, okay? But it's like holding on to depression, holding on to sadness, feeling lonely, and trying to be understood, trying to show feelings. And I can see a lot of feelings towards you. I can see a lot of feelings and a love towards you. And you were, as a child, while growing, while from birth and growing upwards, you are always creative, you're always down to earth, you're always a thinker, you're always planning things and having big dreams on what you wanted to become. And the support from the family that you had was quite strong as well, from time to time. But at the same time, you yourself was long way trying to balance things within yourself as a human. You got to learn. You would save up, try to save up money, try to plan your things that you wanted to do. So when you had a goal, you went for it. You went all in for it, without even doubting what you want out of life. And when you decided what you wanted to become, you just went for it. And I can see that you had a lady that did support you. I'm not sure if this is your mother. I am getting a feeling that you had another lady that is a family member that supported you more than maybe what your mother did. This is just my gut, this is just my feeling, this is how I feel. So you had support by someone who was pinpointing you as an adult to the right, what to do and what not to do, and how to choose, and trying to understand you. And also this lady was very proud of, how you were, growing, what and who you were becoming as well. There was so much of pride coming through from this lady. So much of joy. I feel happy when I see, when I see the energy and so on. what went on when you moved forward in life and growing was that you were successful when it comes to what you wanted to do at school, what you wanted to do, how you did progress in things. There were a lot of times that you went within yourself to find out things, to understand things, not to give in, but also there were times that you could be angry at. I don't know if it's at both of your parents or if it's one of them who didn't see you. It's like you wanted to be seen by one of them and you didn't receive enough of attention, and that made you that made your world a little bit upside down sometimes. But at the same time, you always had the lady that were supporting you, helping you through things. And to receive confirmation for you was important, and to spend time with the people that you loved was important. And then I can see that someone moved away around you. I don't know how old you were there, but it's like a relative or someone important is moving away, and that was very emotional for you. Or if it's you yourself moving away to study further, maybe this can be like that as well. But it's like this was emotionally for you to go through, to understand, and to see. So there were a lot of there are tears that you were hiding within yourself, but at the same time you're trying to be brave, walk with your head tall, not giving in, planning your things, and all that. So when you come into adulthood and family and all that, is what I'm seeing here is that you are moving on. You went through a relationship before. I guess you had your partner. You went through some relationship that wasn't the best. Maybe it was someone who didn't have the same culture as you. It can be, it doesn't have to be, but it looks like it, because there were clashes in between you and that person, and this person were too controlling, and you, who is having a very strong will yourself, wouldn't give in. So this didn't work out for you, and this is something that you learned to let go of. And then you found someone else. This person could have been older than you, a bit, but it doesn't have to do. It doesn't have to. This could also mean that this person had an old soul as well, But this is a person. What I'm seeing is that this is a person that is stable, that works, that has responsibility for family, and that is seeing to each and everything of what is going on. And before you did throw yourself into that, arms, you wanted to rush in and give all of you. But at the same time, you're stopping yourself and thinking, my God, am I going to do this or not? Am I ready to take that step or not? It's like you're thinking, you're going back into your life, thinking back on, the earlier relationship and what you went through. And that, in a way, left its mark. That relationship did sort of mark you in some way, and it made you to fear a little bit, but at the same time, you made a decision to step into the relationship, to take it further, and to move forward in that, and give it a chance, give it a try, and being optimistic and see what will be. It's like stepping into something new, and without any special thoughts. It's like, okay, whatever will be. I'm going to open up my door, and I'm going to see how this will work out for me. And that's exactly what you did. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which talks about that this relationship did move forward and was positive for you. I'm not saying this being negative. So now, when it comes to your family today, some of them is very split. There is miscommunication. There is problems between people. I don't know if this has to do with you're going sometimes through stress because of what is going on when you see your family and how things are, and especially when people gathers together, that they have trouble with that communication and with the changes that is going on, that is coming through. That can be difficult for you to see, because you're seeing that there is clashes and people not having understanding for one another, and that can sometimes be hurtful, because you would like people to be friends, to have that communication. Life for you is like, life is too short to hold on to stupid fights and arguments. So you want people to understand, but you can't teach them that. They need to learn on their own. And I'm seeing two youngsters around you. I don't know if you have kids or not, but two youngsters, if this is about children, they are quite different from one another. If you have children, one of them is very sensitive, is very outgoing, but also can be secretive, and so on. The other one can be rebellious, can be a person that needs boundaries, need routines, needs a little bit more pinpointing, but in a different way. So it's not easy for you to maintain that. So I don't know if you have children or not, but this is what shows, at least in here, is what I can see. But this also can talk about receiving messages, receiving good news that is going to be good and positive for you. And one of the children, at least one of them, is going to go through difficulties later on within life. It's like it's going to take time before that person is going to be stable with making decisions and for themselves and all that. But it's going to take some time, and life might be a little bit messy. It won't be the most easiest thing, but it will work out at a later time. So what you need to think about when you become older, so again, what will be important for you is your projects that you are making and doing, to cut cords with people that have used you, that you don't need in life. Okay, to cut cords, let it go. Some sort of paperwork. And I don't know if you're planning to start your own thing, because it looks like you're planning to start your own thing. So it's something that will, happen. And some of the things will take time before it's going to work out in a good way for you. It's going to take some time. So you need to sort of give it time. And when you set your mind to it, you're going to make it work. And that's how to plan and what to do. So you're going to do that. But you need to also watch out, because I don't know if that person is in your life today or if it's someone that will come into your life, but there is someone that will come into your life that will be demanding, that will be a person that will not be all the way true. You are going to feel like this person is using your good intentions of being. I don't know if it's like, I'm getting a feeling that this is someone that you're talking to or will talk a lot to, and will, help a lot, give a lot of advice to, and all that. And this will be, this will be backstabbing for you. This will be like receiving a smash on your face, because you're not going to believe that, what you're seeing in front of you, that person can turn from being one to being completely something different. So it's going to surprise you in a way. And this is a warning for you. You need to watch out. So what is it that you need to think about at the end? I shouldn't talk about things like that, but I can tell you that passing for you is not I'm not saying that it's going to be a difficult thing. To be just and to hold on to justice is going to be important. Life, you're going to go through changes, but you're going to stand through them as you are strong. Your family will be very important for you, and you shouldn't worry so much as you do, because things, you need to let people make their own choices to fall on their faces so that they can learn, because you can't always pick people up that you're trying to do. So this is what is today a little bit and what will be. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Sounds interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I was making a little note, so I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know, like, maybe like what type of work that I did in the past, or wouldn't, it doesn't show, or, this is so funny because I feel like almost like I am a lover. I love things that I love, like deep, like very strongly. So I always tell everybody that in my past life I must have owned a brothel or something and been a prostitute or something. I was like, oh my gosh, I must have been a really bad person in my past life to not be able to find the love in this life so strongly, like I love, like it feels like it's, I don't know, it's like really weird. But
I don't think that you were a prostitute, because I didn't get a feeling of that. But I can. But what I saw.
Brothel, and maybe I owned a brothel or something. I don't know. I'm like, I'm a horrible person.
I know, but what I saw is that you draw people towards you at that time.
Yes.
You draw people towards you because of maybe your beauty or because of your personality. You draw people towards you, and that sometimes could have been wrong people as well. So that could have put you in jeopardy, in arguments, and all such things.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense. Like with family, and like my dad has never really been a big part of my life. I lived with my mom. My mom was a very strong support person.
Okay. So that was the lady. Okay.
Wanting me to achieve and do good things, and my grandfather he became a self-made multi-millionaire. So when my mom was born, she was born into a lot of money, and I was also born into a lot of money. But then my mom drugs and stuff and lost all that she was left $2 million and lost it all through drugs. So that's it all kind of fits in. Even with going back, I could see where being like an orphan child in the past or something like that would be maybe why my love is strong, why I seek that so much more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how I know. It's very interesting.
Yeah, this is because you have, you're very strong. You have a very strong force with you. And you can, when it comes to being creative, when it comes to work and having that success, I'm not seeing you having trouble there. I'm seeing you more having trouble, as you say yourself, when it comes to relationships because of how things are. And you started off with a rough relationship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
So, and then,
but the next relationship that I did talk about, are you still in it or are you out of it now?
It's just kind of, I'm fed up with it. So, it's like, I believe, but because I've had readings from you before, and I remember his spiritual side and my spiritual side, and it's like, do I believe that this guy truly loves me? I absolutely do not doubt that at all. But I believe because of all the forces of everything else, and that it doesn't allow, that it'll never really happen. But if everything was removed and it was just me and him, we are so connected and so good for each other. But it's all the other stuff that he can't oversee.
Yeah.
So he doesn't allow. But yeah, otherwise, it would have been a perfect relationship, I think. But
it's sad because it's like I can understand that you're fed up with it. Yes, I can. But it's at the same time sad that you need to let go of it, because it could have been, as you say, very good, because this is a person, this is a very beautiful soul.
Yes.
That I am seeing. I can't say that. Let me just go back to his cards. this is a person that have gone through a loss. I don't know if he have lost someone in life that have shaped his life up completely, but he's very emotional, super emotional. He can be cold when he, at times, and especially when he's into thinking. He's good at planning things. So when he works, when he does these things, he knows, how to plan and what to do and all that. But there is a lot of emotions, and there is, I don't know if he has children, because if I am just going to look at him, I can see that there is children around him that he cares for and that he's not, letting go of. But I can also see now, if I just look at him, that there is a lot of people that put noses in his plate or in his pot, and they shouldn't do that. And just because of other people, he is, miserable because he is restraining himself away from you, for an example, and from living, because he lives it's like, according to this cards, he lives a special lifestyle somehow. It's like he lives according to what other people want him to and how they want to do. I don't know if this has to do with religion in some sort or not. I don't have a clue, but this is how it looks. And you were trying to work and help and try to bring in some knowledge in there, and make people understand. And this has to do with younger people, but also all sorts of people. And you try to give so much out of yourself as a human being in it, but it wasn't easy, because it's like whenever you made a step forward, you did fall. And you started to doubt everything. And I can see you doubting, and you wanted confirmation when it comes to love. And you got depression instead. You got sad. You got, hurt. And this is something that, hurt you more. And I don't know if you left, because this is like leaving, moving away, forward, and being sad, being hurt, being sad. And so, I can see that.
Yeah.
But I can see that, other people, is messing up this relationship for you. And it's very sad that people do that, because they should not. It's not their choice. But, we can't decide how a person should live.
Yep, I can only love what I can love and do what I can do.
Exactly.
I'm just now learning to let go of things. To just let, like even with my children, they have to live their own life. I'll always be here. But it's been hard, because even my children I've loved so deeply. Like, it was hard for me to let go. I don't let go easy.
Yeah.
It's really hard, but I'm just now learning that I have to do that. But yes, I am starting a business.
Can I ask you something? Because one of your children is going through difficulties. I don't know if she had child recently or something, but her life is completely a mess. And this is someone that you are trying to raise up, to, help. And this person is like blind, not getting it, not taking your hand. It's like turning almost against you just because you're trying to be there. It's absurd, but this is what is shown in your cards. Can you understand that?
Yes, a little bit. She goes back and forth.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I do get that.
Yeah.
So is it good that I just let that relationship go?
Well, something, yeah. I mean, who am I to say that what you should do? It's your heart, at the end of the day. It's your heart, sweetheart. If that's how it is, if that's how the relationship is, and if other people he's living other people's life instead of living his own life, then it means that you are never going to have a good life with that person, because you always have to adjust to others. And if you want to have a good life, then you need to change your way of living completely. It's like stepping into something where you're not born with, if I may say, express myself like that. I hope you understand what I mean when I say like this. And this is like, letting go of you. It's like being something that you are not, and that is not going to do you any good, you know. Even if you're connected and all that, at the end, I think that you're going to get tired and leave anyways.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at anyway. So
Yeah.
But
So,
it's sad. It's sad, but
yeah, it is. It is very, very sad. Yeah.
okay. Well, hopefully I won't be a loner for the rest of my life because that'll be really sad.
No, I don't think
Waiting
so.
for Mr. Perfect to come along.
Sorry?
I'm not in a hurry by any means. I said I'm waiting for Mr. Perfect to come along, but I'm not in a hurry in any means.
Well, you're going to meet someone. You're going to meet someone through work or through business or something. This is a person that will be stable. And I'm seeing you sort of getting into something. It's like getting into a relationship, building something, working on it, and moving forward. Okay, so I'm not seeing you being on your own. Even if it's going to be stressful, even if you're going to feel like there are going to be downfalls, of course. I mean, no relationship is perfect, but it's not going to be in the same level or at the same level as things have been for you at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am starting a business, and we already opened it, but it was like we started with antiques and stuff, and it's just not going. So I'm like, I'm not giving up. Something's going to work. So now we're going in to do like children's birthday parties and stuff. So there is a lot of planning, which is something, you know, like we got to, and I have always, that was one thing that you mentioned about children. Because I have always been drawn to children. Like, I've always had a real deep love for children because I look at them, I mean, they're sacred. They're like,
Yeah.
I've always had a drawing towards children that have been in, like, abused families, you know, like, just different things like that. So I've always been drawn to children like that.
And this is something
I always thought when I was little that I would grow up to do something big for children.
Mm-hmm. And this is something that comes from your past. This is something that comes from your earlier life, because you did do things for children. As I mentioned.
Would you describe that? That's exactly how I feel today. Like, I don't
Crazy.
really know what I'm supposed to do for children, but I know that there's something that I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But children cling to me. They love me. And children don't, like, it doesn't make me nervous. I don't feel bad around it. Like, children just make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love children. Like, it's just like, it makes my life go on.
Yeah. Well, I think that you should continue living your dream, continue moving forward. And because I think that things are going to work out. You are going to work and make things. And I think that you're going, you know, if you look at your dream here, your goal is to, you know, you have the star and the empress. And for me, this is like working and growing. And this, as we are talking about children now, this is like working, doing a project for children. Or this can be mothers that are young, that are having children. I mean, this can mean so many things. But yes, your dream, your goal is to work with something like that. And to see justice, to put justice into that will be important.
Definitely.
Especially when life is rocky and when life isn't, you know, the best around. So yeah, and I think that you're going to do that.
Okay. Well, I'm learning to slow down because I do jump into things. Like you had said that too, that I jump because I just like, okay, this is going to work, and I don't think about all the consequences of it. I just jumped into it and try to make it work. But now, in the last probably couple months, I've just really slowed down and said, wait, let me look at the big picture and see how I can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning that as part of life now, but yeah, I'm surprised I've been a really horrible person in my past life.
Well, at least I couldn't see that because I saw that you were protected by family. You know, that was the first thing, but also that you were strong. You come from a strong family. You did come from a strong family at that time as well. Mm-hmm. And you're doing it now again as well. Come from a strong family, but a family that in a way somehow is broken, is what I can see through your cards.
Yes, very, very brilliant.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the funny thing is my ancestry is from the Egyptian area. So that's kind of funny. We were Vikings.
Oh my God! So even Dad did.
Yes. So that really was right. So.
Oh my God! Wow, that's incredible. It's fun to see and to do this because it's fun to see how, you know, the past comes back into what is now, what is going on, and what we carry with us, and what we need to think about, what we need to cut. And for you,
and I almost feel like that too.
And for you, it's feelings, especially when it comes to feelings
Yes.
and relations. And you had that in the past, but at that time you had someone who was clinging on to you, who were not giving up and holding on to you, even if, you know, and there were a lot of jealousy from that person towards you as well. So yeah, I don't know if you have this problem today, of course, but yeah, it's wow, it's incredible to see. That's all.
Yes, it's interesting. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you take care, and we'll talk to you later.
Yes, you'll definitely talk to me again.
Absolutely.
All right.
Hi, sweetheart.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.